All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Saturday Cup of Joe, where you get to sip on some awesome knowledge. I hope you guys been great this week. I had a wonderful time in Las Vegas. I came back, and my wife was like, "Boy, I tell you what, we spending a lot of money, and I spent so much money in Las Vegas, I had to buy half of a cup. You know what I mean? I can't even buy a whole cup of Joe this morning. I had to get half a cup, so." That's what's going on with that. Now, I hope you guys are having a wonderful time doing what you're doing. I'm not sure if Bill's going to be here. Our thoughts and prayers go out with his family. His grandfather has passed away this weekend. So I just want to let you know to just put that out there. I haven't done much marketing this week, which sounds crazy. Because I was told not to, and I had my computer, but I didn't really do much with it. So it is what it is. The family had a great time. The only hiccup we had was coming home and landing on the runway, and we were on the runway for almost close to probably 40 minutes. And I guess there was a lot of storms and things that was going on during the time. I don't know what was going on with the gate, but that was about the only hiccup we had. So I'm so excited to be back home and start the week off strong. Today, we have some exciting things that we're going to talk about. We're going to show you some secret tools. They're not really secret because you use them every day. Some tools that you can use to help, with different, you can just use every day. And if you think about it, if you use it right way, it'll actually accelerate your business. And today, we're going to talk to a supersonic marketing expert from Video Alpha. She's also a writer, coach, and editor, and she's using Hangouts to the max. So you're not going to believe what she's got to share with us today. This lady's passion for writing and writers and novels, and I'm like, hey, you're missing out on a few things, and I'm so glad that we have our guest, Lynn Jordan, which we all know. She's a silent giant. Y'all don't ever hear about, but she's doing big things. And I'd like to thank you for coming on, Lynn. How are you?
I am good. I lost my picture.
You lost your picture? Well, it's okay. We still see you,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we still see you. Everything.
Well, that's good.
You're probably lost in all the different buttons and clouds and all that. I get it. I do it all the time. I'm on Hangout sometime. I'm clicking around trying to answer questions and I lose it. I'm like, where am I? I'm like, I know I'm on camera. Just keep looking like you know what's going on. So where are you calling from? Where are you today in the world?
I am just in Oregon today.
Oregon. Nice. And you said you visit California here recently?
Yeah, we spend the winter down in the desert right out of Palm Springs.
Nice.
And that way I get the same weather year round.
That is so awesome. So you're one of those who get to travel when it gets cold. You're like, no, I'm not having this. I'm going to relax here.
Yes.
That is so
wet,
nice.
Rainy, doesn't, so. And that's an advantage of doing what we do. We can do it forever.
True. That is so true. That is awesome. Wow. Okay. So you're back in Oregon. Everything is going on. I see that you've had beautiful weather. I know here in Texas, we've had some storms that I heard it flooded bad while we were in Las Vegas. And I was like, wow. I cannot believe.
I know. I grew up just north of Fort Worth, and my friends, and just send some out here, will you? The West Coast is really suffering. Even now, Oregon's in its like second year of drought. So,
right.
And California's going on year 4, I think. So,
well, what's funny is that my daughter, my oldest, was like, "Should I take a raincoat or umbrella?" And I was thinking, you can take an umbrella for the sun, but it's not going to rain in Vegas.
Yeah, not to Vegas.
Guess what?
It did.
The day we got there, she goes, "See, Daddy, it's raining." I told you. I was like, whoever thought that was going to happen? Oh, wow. So
things are really strange now. They're just so strange.
Yes, they are. All right, so let's get into this. Lynn, tell us a little bit. What is your passions? What are you passionate about when it comes to the things you're doing in life? What are your most passionate things?
Well, I've always been passionate of the written word.
Wow. Okay. Are you frozen? What happened? I think she's gotten frozen. Hangouts, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, Hangouts are like that, you know, and sometimes things like this happen on live air. So let me see if I can get her back. And I'm sure that she will actually come back here in just a second. Let's see here. You're frozen. Well, I guess I'll just wait here until she gets here. Guys, there's going to be a lot of new things that are coming up real soon here that we're going to be throwing down through the pipe for you. It's going to be some awesome stuff that's going to go on. So I want to make sure that you know to be looking for that. And she crashed. It's like these things happen sometime. It crashed. So just give her a second. We'll get back on. And we'll see what happens. Let's see. We'll start back to what's going on. Okay. So what we're going to talk about today is Lynn is going to actually tell you how she is helping writers with Hangouts. And for some of you who are still not utilizing this crazy thing that we're on right now, Hangouts, you're going to love this because what she's going to share is very, very interesting. And it's something that, you know, that we need to start thinking about. And it's just, I myself need to start doing this as well. What she's going to explain to you. I'm not going to give it to you right now. I'm going to wait till she gets back on. But it's one of those that you're thinking, aha, why haven't I been doing that? That's so creative, you know? And when it comes to being creative, this most simplest things can work for you. So just sit back and relax. We're going to wait for her to come back on, and hopefully she can share her story with us. And in the meantime, I'm just going to sit here and figure out if you guys have any questions. Her niche is actually, she watches a lot of, well, she doesn't watch it. She helps a lot of writers, novelists, and a lot of different things like that in that niche. So this would be something spectacular to watch. Let's see here. So I want to go to Cup of Joe real quick, and let me check out something here. Is anyone going to the Vid Summit? That is coming up real soon. That's sooner than what we expected. It's going to be in August, and if you have not checked out that information, I would encourage you to go to vidsummit.com/video alpha, and you will see all the great speakers that Daryl Eve has lined up for everyone. And this is going to be an amazing conference that you probably not have ever thought of going to. But if you've gone to any kind of conference in the world, then this is one of those that I would truly recommend. I really enjoyed myself last year, meeting a lot of great people. And the things that they give you behind closed doors, you're like, wow. And they go deep inside of their the people that they're helping, and you see their actual clients and what they're doing. So this will be an amazing event for you guys. So you know, it's one of those that if you are doing lots of video marketing, these are tricks and tools that you can use and take home and put them into place. I know this because there's a lot of secret things that Daryl had taught us. There's a lot of things that Jeremy and all these guys showed us, and you even get to get broken down into groups, and y'all start doing masterminds during the whole conference, which is awesome. And if you get the VIP, you go in there early and you leave at the end, and there's a special dinner to get with the guys. And I remember sitting next to Ray and talking to Daryl and talking to you know, Bill and all these other guys. Heck, Owen, all these different people. I don't really, I mean, Bill and I stayed at the same place, but it was like we're at the conference. We kind of just separated because we were just, getting with everyone. But this will be a treat for you. So I highly recommend that if you can go, if you're going to go to any event this year, go to the Vid Summit because that right there will actually help your business. I gotta thank, I want to shout out to Rebecca also for putting this together. She's my right-hand lady that helps me get things going. I even asked her the other day, Rebecca, what was the password for the website? And she knew it, and I was putting in the wrong stuff. Also, a note on Lynn here. She also is working with local business owners with their writing with their online copying, etc., which is awesome. For you guys that are into copywriting or know someone, this would be spectacular. I mean, this is going to be awesome. So hopefully we can get her back on here in just a second. This will be awesome. She does a lot of press releases. How many of you out there doing press releases for your business? We have done that, and it's awesome because you get a lot of information in your area or around the world, and a lot of people are using press releases these days. It's a very inexpensive tool that you can use to get your word out there. The major companies and corporations they use a lot of press releases to get their information out. Why can't you bring that to the table? Some of these guys don't realize how important it is to, do press releases, but it is. Sometimes it gives you some SEO authority. I said sometimes, don't quote me on that. I notice it does sometimes on particular things, but I know there was a lot of products back in the day about doing press releases for SEO, which is good. For those who are joining right now, you're wondering, why is Lemmy just talking? We're waiting on Lynn Jordan. Lynn Jordan she was on just a second ago and her computer crashed, and hopefully she can get back on here in just a second. We're going to talk about what she's doing and helping writers, and she does a lot of editing, and she's a writer coach, and she's going to be doing things that we are going to be like, wow, it's going to be amazing. So stick with us, guys. Stick with us. If you have any particular questions that you want to ask Lynn, simply go into the Cup of Joe group and write those down or send them to me as a PM, and hopefully I can grab that while I'm live and look at it and ask simple questions. I hope you guys are having a great week out there. The summertime is coming. It's hot. I want you to get in the mind frame of things will work out. A lot of times I've heard a lot of my colleagues saying that the summertime is real slow for business, it's real slow. I get so irritated hearing that because it's simply not true if you're doing things uniquely that other guys have not thought about doing. Most people's business boom in the summer. And so, why can't that not be you? It can be you if you just keep your mindset and your goals written out and keeping your eye on the prize, basically. And that's what you have to do. People usually start slacking in the summer because they go on vacation and they do all that, but that's okay. But you still can keep going because, Christmas and whatever holiday that birthday is coming, it's right around the corner. So be prepared for that. And I think we have Lynn back, and I think she's good to go. I hear her voice. And Lynn, yes, you are back. And that did not take long at all. I love to talk, but I was thinking, wow, am I going to have to go 20 minutes, freestyle? But she is right there. That's good. So thank you guys out there for hanging with me. She is back. Sometimes, we were just talking about computers wanting to update these things by themselves, and before we came on, and boom, look what happened. She was like, she's gone.
I had to switch computers.
Awesome. Wow. On the fly. You're a professional. I love it.
Well, I was just about to tell you that one of my passions is technology, but.
Right. Well, hey, you had another computer ready and it jumped right on. So that's awesome. That's amazing. All right.
It's using the wrong camera, but we can fix that.
That's okay.
I think. Or not.
I still see it. Yeah.
That's good.
I still see
That's
it.
good.
That's good. All right, so I was telling everyone a little bit about what you do, but I didn't want to spoil it because I wanted them to hear it from you. So, Lynn, tell us about you said your passion was also technology, but you're also, I'm assuming it's a little bit that has to do with writing and books and all these other things, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. In fact, I have been involved with writing associations since 1980. And I know most of y'all weren't born by then, but
young bucks, I love them.
Because I did have the technology.
Are you there, Lynn? I tell you, there's a lot of weird things going on in the world. And I'm just wondering if that's my end now or her end. Oh, wow. So, I don't know, folks. You never know what's going to go on with a Google Hangout. So she's out one more time. We're going to try one more time. So, while we're seeing what's happening with Lynn on computer number 2, there must be something in her area that's messing up. You know what I mean? That's got to be it. I'm not sure what's going on. Let me find out again. Wow. So, as we wait, guys, once again, we had Lynn on, and she's having technical difficulties here. I don't know what the deal is, but sometimes it happens. So we're just going to hang out just for a second. So we'll see what happens. Real quick, the funny thing that I noticed about advertising and marketing in Las Vegas this weekend is the way they do their stuff. They have these new trucks, and some of you have seen these trucks that has these little billboards on the trucks, and they drive around all day long, and these guys are just driving with shows on or crazy stuff that you wouldn't regularly normally see. And they are using that for advertising marketing. And I'm just wondering how effective that is in that town. Obviously, something is going on because there's lots of people that have those trucks and they're driving back and forth all through the days and nights and hours. And it's just like, wow, they're using this. It's like a moving billboard. That's all it is, a mobile billboard. And I'm just really curious how well those signs are converting or how they're are basically converting, you know? And so I'm just wondering how that's going to work out. Every time I'm somewhere, I'm thinking about marketing, and that right there just totally blew me away because that was the only thing I saw this week that stuck in my head. Are people actually calling that? Are the 800 numbers that they're tracking? Are these numbers that are actually being converted into sales? I mean, how does that work? I didn't call the numbers because, I would have gotten in trouble using my phone, but it's just one of those. Someone said, give us a lesson in cold calling, Lemmy. All right. Here's a secret that I have never told you guys, and I'm going to tell you right now live what the cold calling secret is. And for those who are not doing this, you should be, because this is going to be the very best way to get it done. And a lot of you guys are going through it the wrong way. But I'm going to give it to you like this. And I'm getting a lot of people talking to me. I think that probably won't work, especially on the strip. Oh, that's true. Chris, thank you so much. Chris said, I think that probably would work. That probably work well because especially on the strip, traffic is there and weekends and people are like parking lots. That's true. I was thinking that same thing, Chris, and I wasn't sure if I just want to know the numbers. I would just like to know the numbers that how they're calculating that. And if they are not doing that, that would be a great conversation. Did you know that you can actually call people about about their billboards and ask them exactly how they're tracking that. And if they're not tracking it, then that leads up into an open conversation. Right? I mean, if they're not tracking it and they say, what do you mean tracking it? And they're like, and they are just like the other guys. Well, we know we have so many calls that come in each month, and then that's it. So that would be an interesting deal to do. But I should have called one of those numbers just to see, how they were really actually taking this, converting those into sales. I mean, a lot of those billboards were like different hotel shows. And I know if you want to go to the shows that you can stand in line at one of those ticket booths for like, I guess, maybe 10 or 15 minutes to get the best prices on tickets, which my wife did that a couple of times. She was all about it, So I dropped her off, drove around, picked her up, And we were going to walk in Vegas this week. Let me tell you, it was hot, folks. And on the strip during the day from about 1 o'clock to 4, you saw it was empty. No one was walking. But from 5 to maybe, I don't know, I guess all night long, it's pretty packed. And so I encourage you, most people say don't rent a car when you go to Vegas. We've never rented a car before in Vegas, but we did this time because it was 6 of us. And I don't know how we did that, just the wife and I, a long time ago, but we did. Cold call secret. What you do is you find someone else to cold call all day long for you. That's no secret, is it? The best way to get some of these, meetings in is to have someone constantly calling over and over again for your services. And that would be one of the best ways you do it. Now, some of you say, well, how do I do that, Lynn? Well, you can go online. There's a lot of cold callers online services that you can use. We've used a few. You might have to go through a resume or two, which is fine because you're going to pay them either on bonus or salary or whatever your deal is. If they are so good at it, you say, hey, why don't you I'll pay you this much this week, but next week you've got to have at least so many calls and go from there. That's one way you can do it too. So I would pretty much try to do that if you have not thought of that. So save a couple of bucks. Let's say you just save like $100 and you pay them $50 first week just to see if they can get any calls in for you. And if they can, and then you got another $50 left to pay them next week. And then if you can get them to set an appointment for you, you go in and you convert the appointments and boom. And then you can actually convert that to a bonus and give it to them. And you can just keep going. I mean, just have them to constantly do that over and over again. I think Lynn is still out. I don't know what's going on. We were fine, but what's funny is she said that when she does hangouts with people, she brings them on 2 hours before just so this doesn't happen. But if the computer crashes, it's going to crash regardless, no matter how long you have on the hangout. And she was doing that for preventions for not having issues on the hangout itself. Y'all got any more questions? If you have any more questions, go ahead and PM me. Let's talk. Let's see if I can answer something for you. This would be awesome. Anything at all would be great. Is there anything new you've been seeing? I know Bill was talking about getting some crowdfunding guy on, which is going to be real soon. We're actually working with a team right now who does crowdfunding, which is awesome. And so that's going to be interesting doing marketing for them. This is one thing that I've totally forgot about. And I'm like, wow, crowdfunding. I've been doing a lot more on LinkedIn these days than normal. I'm trying to test something just to see. And if it works out, I'm going to let you guys know about it real soon. I've been very adamant about this since Tracy has been on. So I've been doing a lot of LinkedIn stuff. And I know it's going to work. It's just sometimes I want my results to happen faster because I'm Lynn Moore. That does not mean anything, but I just want my results to happen faster. I do know this. Something that she said that clicked with me is if you start giving a lot of information out, people will start noticing. You'll see your view count of those who are watching your profile and those who are sending you emails and asking questions about certain things. And one thing I do know, guys, that we don't want to do, like I've sent out a video on is if you're doing marketing or all the other stuff, if you're doing marketing, don't get in all these marketing groups because it's not going to help your business. You know what I mean? Go find other places to be in. Like I'm in a authors group. I'm in a professional writing group. Also in a couple of other groups that has nothing to do with marketing, but they will need marketing. And I'm not trying to go in there and just spam them. I want to go in there and ask questions because they are asking questions themselves. There's also a what's the name of that? There's a group that you answer questions for people that have lots of questions about marketing, or how can I get my book to get more views, or how can I get my social do this, or there's a lot of things in there you can do. And when you start writing stuff that makes sense to them, they'll start looking at your profile. They'll start wondering who you are, which is great and neat on LinkedIn. Now, I have not dabbed into the ads of LinkedIn yet. I heard it's pretty expensive, but you know, it's one of those. I might just it's directly to them, and I haven't really tapped on that yet, so I want to try to do that later. Question: who was the mystery woman in the I Am Traveling to Las Vegas? Mystery woman. Which mystery woman? Who was the mystery woman in the? I don't know, man. I need a little bit more on that. There was a question. There was a mystery woman traveling to Las Vegas pick. Maybe I sent a pic out of someone that was mystery. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Woo! So it's already almost at the half of the hour. Lynn is not here yet. So I'm just going to give her another 10 minutes because I'm sure that she's like going, what is going on? It's funny how these hangouts do that. You know, when you need to be live, things just completely shut down on you. And I appreciate all you guys that are still on right now. I see you there. And I appreciate it. Let's see here. Got another question. It's a mystery. What's a mystery? Yeah, it's a mystery that this thing is all crazy right now. Do I have any I thought I had something to share with you guys that I wanted to, but I can't remember exactly. Want to give a big happy birthday to Ferdinand today. He's having a birthday weekend, I know for sure. Shout out to you, buddy. All right. Let's see here. Dallas. All right.
I'm back.
Whoa, there she is. So what computer are you on this time?
Well, the same one, but we'll see. Okay. It's Chrome. Did they update Chrome recently?
You know, I am an anti-Chrome user. I only use it for Facebook ads, and I still get mad because it messes up with that too. But believe it or not, I'm a Firefox man. And people think I'm crazy. I'm like, I don't have issues with Firefox on Hangout sometimes. Cross your fingers, Lim. Cross your fingers.
I will. I tried to start Firefox on my older machine, and it didn't like it either. But anyway. Okay. All right. Okay. So we were talking about technology.
Yes. I don't think we need to say that word anymore because every time we talk about it goes away. I don't think. Okay. So let's talk about what do you do with writers? You know, what's going on with that?
Well, I have worked with writers for years because my career back was in technology, and it was in IT, which is information technology. And I worked there. I started with computers in '68. If you know what a computer was back then, it was,
I do. I've seen it.
Rooms, yeah, and
right.
So the personal computers were a big thing. And back in the 80s, when I was involved with this writing group, and I still am, people were going with, should I use a computer? Should I use a word processor? Everybody was using typewriters. And so I got into a position where I was helping writers make decisions about how to modernize and move into and use the latest tools.
Right.
So, I've done that for like forever. And then now that publishing has changed so much and people have such control over their own work and their own publication, that's good and bad. Even if you sell to a big house, one of the they call it the big six, but it's really less than that because everybody's consolidated.
Right.
They're not going to do any promotion for you. And so you have to do your own promotion anyway. But the good side of that is the internet makes that so much easier. You can use that and you can reach more readers. You can reach readers worldwide that there's no way you would have done that earlier. So I've sort of been bridging the gap between that for writers. And then, as I said, what's happening now is that my circle is getting older. And whereas what we used to do is we used to travel around to regional and national and international conferences, present workshops. There are times when we really can't travel as we get older, and you'll find out.
Hey, I'm feeling it right now. I've walked like 13,000 some plus steps, and I didn't want to get up out of the bed.
Yeah, I know. Travel, especially time zone switches, is really bad. But then I've discovered Hangouts, and I don't want to actually say it too loud right now, but I do teach Hangouts.
Right. Awesome.
You wouldn't know it by today, but
Right.
So there's a bunch of us who are finding it hard to travel, and so I've started producing Hangouts for writing instructors who want to still do the workshop, still have the income, but aren't able to travel that much anymore, or don't want to, or filling in between the times they do travel and the times they don't.
Right.
So what I've been doing is to do writing classes over Hangouts. And one of the neat ways to do that, and one that I've enjoyed a lot, and I think it's helping a lot of people, because either the writers who want to improve their techniques or the people who want to get into writing, some of them can't travel a lot. And there's quite a few in like Australia and South Africa and all over the world. So what we've been doing is we have been offering these classes, and we usually offer them at two levels, a participant level and a viewer level, which Hangouts, works marvelously for. So in these classes, there's an element, the workshop training that we would have done. And then we have, ahead of time, we have 7 people submit like a page or whatever we're teaching. One of the most recent ones I've been doing is hooks, and putting hooks in your fiction, drawing your readers in, and keeping them reading, because, if they don't keep reading, then, they won't buy your next book, or they won't
right.
think of you when they think about who they want to read. So we have those pages ahead of time. We use the Hangout. We bring the 7 onto the panel. And then we use screen sharing to go through their pages and talk about, where they did do something well, where they could have done something better. And basically, it's going through each writer's work to help people understand the theory, because you can talk about theory all day, but when you actually see how to apply it in your own work and the work of others, that's really extremely helpful. And because of the Hangout format, we can have any number of people watching.
Right.
So we can reach a broader group of people, and it's actually more personal and hands-on than it would be in say a workshop setting with 25 to 50 people. So that's just
That's amazing. So is this the same people? I got so many questions now. I'm gonna slow down.
Okay.
Slow down, Lim. So how did you reach out to these people to get them to jump on this idea that you had?
Well, mostly we're all in Facebook groups together, and we're all bemoaning how, I have to go here and I have to go here, or, I just can't travel like I did before.
Right.
I have an idea.
You know what? The number one rule in business is to find a solution to a problem. And that's exactly what you did. You found that solution and you're like, hey, here's how you can correct that problem. Wow, that's amazing.
I just take the participants and run them through some basic Hangout training.
Right.
And then I get, because I have a Hangout course, some of the ones who are participate are also, give writing workshops. And so some of them come into the Hangout course to learn how to manage the Hangouts and do better at it. So.
Right. So would you be able to ever, I guess you could connect with those who've actually done the courses in local places or whatever? I mean, would you ever be able to connect with them? Do you think they will be up to doing something like this as well, since you're already doing it?
Yes, yes.
Wow.
In fact, most of the people that I'm working with are people who, either I've been in their workshops or been doing workshops alongside them or whatever. So
that's amazing, man. Wow. So let me get this straight again, because I'm a little lost there. You are actually going through their work, but you're also teaching them how to use Hangouts as well. Simple. Wow.
On a good day, Hangouts are pretty simple.
Well, yeah, I'm right.
For the participants,
So let me ask you: is there a certain type of writers that you deal with, or all kinds, or?
Well, my background and most of my connections are in the romance community,
right?
With romance novels, but of course, people who write romance write other things as well. And I'm involved in several writing groups of general writing, where you have a mixture of people, nonfiction, fiction, the different genres of fiction. So
right.
I spread out, but my true core is the romance writers.
Right. How many readers are there in the world that are really actually buying books? Do you know this statistic there?
Well, I can tell you, I think it was last year, year before last, romance books sold over 4 billion, and that's B.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yes.
That is so interesting. Wow. $4 billion romance novels.
No, 4 billion books.
Books. Oh, 4 billion books.
Yeah.
That's a lot of books. Still, that's a lot of books. And some of them are priced anywhere from, what? And is this paperback, or is this Kindles, or
everything combined,
Wow, that's amazing.
But the Kindles and the electronic readers have done more to grow the audience, because up to that point, especially, kids don't read. And
that's funny you say that, because just yesterday, my little man, my 10-year-old, I was like, okay, vacation's over. Go read for an hour, and your brothers and sisters are going to listen to you. And I left and came back. He was still reading. But it's good. I want him to read. You know what I mean?
That's marvelous. Yeah. But now that they have the electronic devices,
Right. Yep. Right. All right. So
and I think also electronic devices have increased the popularity of erotic novels.
Right. Exactly. That's true, because people can read that right there in their hands, anywhere they want to, you know.
And nobody knows what you're reading.
Nobody knows what you're reading. But with the paperback, you see this nice Fabio guy and this woman are hugging, embracing each other. And they're like, what are they reading? Little Psycho over there? You know, I get it. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, like, well, it used to be a big thing about, you know, whose book are you going to take on the plane?
Right. Right. You sometimes put your other covers on it. I get it. So let me ask you this. How are you taking your payments when you bring on your students with this?
PayPal.
How you set that up? I mean, is there a certain price level that you do for each one, or is there certain levels that you do it, or?
Well, we have 2 price levels.
Nice.
The participant level, you know, of course, you're getting more hands-on, so you're paying more.
Right.
And the viewer level, where if you're just watching. And quite often, usually we do a beginning class and an advanced class. And in the advanced class, they've already had the training, but they get their page critiqued. So quite often we fill up the next advanced class before the beginning class is over because people go sign up for it.
Nice. So do you send them through a funnel after that? Do you upsell them on anything, or?
No. Just into the next class, you know.
Oh, viewer into the next class. I get it. Okay. Participant. Nice. Okay.
Yeah, and some of the participants want to do it again because they want more of their work critiqued. And some of the viewers want to get on at the participant level. So.
Oh, okay. That's pretty smooth. Okay. So here's a question for you. How are the electronic versions of the or changing the landscape? As in, instead of paper book, you know, and Kindle version.
Well, on one hand, the books are cheaper, or the readers want the books to be cheaper. There's some pushback as far as, especially the traditionally published books, you pay a lot more for them, even electronic version.
Right.
But it enables everybody to be an author and publish a book. I've heard it said that 85% of the people in the world want to write a book. 10% actually start one, 5% finish one, and 3% actually publish one. So.
3%. That's it. Okay.
But now I think it's going to higher now because, you know, it is easier. But the majority don't even start. You know.
Wow. So, you know, you're in a position right now where you can reach out. I mean, this can go on forever because there's always a lot of guys out there and girls who have books or have work that needs to push it to the next level, you know?
Right.
And this is an amazing piece of work you have here, you know?
Well, it's no different than the internet marketing classes, you know, held online.
Well, it's you know, it's really different because I think it's a little different because you have readers and there's a lot of people that love to read certain types of material. What I was going to ask you is if you found that certain type of readers or writers will go on to something else. All right, well, let me ask you this then, because this is what I'm really trying to say. If you have those who love romance novels, are they there to read a different type of novels than just romance, or is there something? Have you saw a pattern of that at all?
Yes, you know, people read and write outside their genre. And the romance, there's different subgenres of romance. You know, you've got historical and paranormal and you know, just on and on and on. But the writers branch out and the readers branch out too. I don't know. Do you know who Nora Roberts is? She was a big romance writer and still is. But she launched a series of futuristic mystery books. They're set like 50 years in the future.
Right.
And she did the same thing that the Harry Potter Rollins did, that didn't tell anybody that was her until the books had reached bestseller status on their own.
Oh, that's mine.
Now it says written by, you know, I think it's J.R. Robb writing as Nora Roberts writing as, so.
Nice.
And then you might not know, back in the, I think probably 80s or 90s, there's a writer from Texas. I think she lives in Arlington. She was a TV personality, Sandra Brown. And she wrote the category Harlequins, like we all did, because that was all it, that's how you got published back then. And she broke out into mainstream. When she broke out into mainstream, they republished her category romances as single titles. And they hit the bestseller list. And all these people who wouldn't be caught dead reading a romance, were actually reading those books. They just didn't know it.
I love it. I was about to say that great book that's out. It just blew my mind how so many people and how that many books were sold. I was like, what is going on there? And they even made a movie out of it. I'm like, really?
Right,
What is really going on? So there's some people behind closed doors who like certain books, but they don't really want to come out and tell you. And then obviously there are writers out there who have these types of books that they're writing, and they don't want to put their real name out there, until.
Right. And one of the problems that I have with I do book promotion, for the writers, is that, and I love doing hangouts because video is the best way to build a relationship with your audience. As you know, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. But there's some of the writers who are like my age or older, who write the really sexy stuff, and they don't want the audience to know how old they are. So they don't want to come on video.
Why do you think that is? What's the stigma in that? What is the deal? They feel that is there an age gap that you shouldn't be so,
well, most of the audience is younger, and most of them don't think that older people enjoy sex. So,
right.
So they don't want to let the audience know, what their age actually is.
I see.
And usually what I do for a hangout is just, don't use a camera, just let them use their picture,
so they're still
profile picture from Google.
Read about it. Right. Awesome.
You miss out the, it's not quite as strong building a relationship, because they don't see you and they don't see your mannerisms and everything. But,
I just thought of the best new thing just by talking about that. All right. Let's say you have a certain age that, you have a lot of online dating. But why are people not using a hangout like this with their picture only, talking to different people and having a service set up where they can do that, because you don't have to actually, see them face to face, because somebody's always nervous, the first time. Right. But if you had a dating service or something that was like this, and you're just talking and just getting to know them, and that would be great. And you had different levels, and then you finally wanted to see each other and meet, and then voila, you know what I mean? Wow. I'm gonna have to go back and watch this replay, see if I can get something going. see if we can collaborate on this one.
That's right. Let's take it a step further and have speed dating by hangout.
Oh wow!
Because you can get.
Oh my gosh, that would be awesome, and I'm sure there will be people, because you know what? Like you said, most people don't have time to go drink coffee on Tinder or whatever it is. Most people don't have time to go to these speed dates. If they're busy business people, they want to be right then and there and talk and see if they actually want to go on a date. We just mastermind. We just mapped out a whole new deal, girl. Just like that. Wow. Awesome. Okay, let me get back on subject here. So, let me read a couple of these comments real quick.
Okay.
Wow. Let's see here. Do the electronic versions offer richer environment? Is that still new territory? Do electronic versions offer ways to interact or interaction that is not possible in hard copy? That's a good question.
It is. Yes and no.
Right.
Most techniques are not taking advantage of that, but it certainly could. because you can have hot links or whatever. And I think one of the places where that is being utilized is in nonfiction.
Right.
So if you have, like, I've got a report about doing video, and there's links to, samples of the videos.
Yeah, I do realize that you can have hop links inside of your Kindle book, and that could take them to something else or a resource that you can't use. You would have to just write it in the book. There's a such and such here, but actual Kindles, you can just send them there, which is awesome.
Yeah, you do sort of a choose your own adventure.
Right.
Whatever. And that's been more popular in the children's young adult market than it has in the adult market.
Well, that brings up the subject. What is the better market, the children's books or the adult market? I mean,
well, once again, it depends, but children's books are really hot right now.
Right.
And they're not too hard to write because most of them, are graphic, with just, a few words. You have different levels. You have the children's, and you have the mid-grade, and then you have the young adult. And the Harry Potters and the Hunger Games and all that, those are really young adult books, but they've broken out to the mainstream market.
Right. I don't hear much about Harry Potter more. Is that over with? Are the books all written now?
Well, she finished the series, and she says she's not going to write any more of it, but who knows,
Children's books.
She might, So.
Well,
but
the
thing is, you want to keep with your passion.
Right.
If you're writing something just because it's popular, it most likely won't be successful. And I've seen that over the years with romance, because romance is so popular, everybody wants to write romance. But if you don't respect it, it comes through in the writing, and the readers know it.
Right. Wow. Let's see here. I am getting.
You mean we had viewers stick with us through all?
Yeah, we had viewers stick with us. They're still going at it. I love it. Yeah, I didn't realize that you can have. I mean, we were discussing about the hop links, but I don't know. I'm sure there are some books that have QR codes in them. That you can kind of just on your phone, but that would be kind of weird. A page with a big QR code on it.
But if you're reading electronically, then you can't really use the QR code.
Right, you can't. For those who have the hard copy, though, a QR code would actually work for them.
But you can do that. And if you look in all the books, well, in all of my clients' books,
right,
you will find both in the physical books and in the electronic books, you'll find links. And so writers are they're learning about opt-ins. Or at least my folks are. That's what I try to teach them. And they're learning. They never heard about affiliate marketing, and they don't understand affiliate marketing, except now, Amazon does affiliate marketing.
Right.
So now they're okay, so that's what that means.
Oh, that is amazing. So you are really taking them from A to Z and teaching them.
Yeah, because they had no clue about the internet and internet marketing.
Right. Wow, that's totally amazing. Are you finding that a lot of books that do well are becoming movies now? Is that like the trend, or?
Well, the movie people, they don't like to take risks, and they want a movie of this, like the last movie that was successful. Now, options on books are quite common, and that just means they pay a little bit of money for the right to make the movie. And most options expire without any, any activity at all. But, and even if you look back historically, most of the movies are based on books. And are you familiar with the Outlander series that's now on Starz?
Yes.
Well, she and I were in a group together back in 91.
Get out of here.
When she had just sold this series. Well, she had just sold the first book. And in fact, I was a beta reader for the second book and editor. And she, that thing's been optioned I don't know how many times over the last 20 years.
Mm.
And they came to her a couple of times, and they wanted to do like a mini series,
Mm-hmm.
2 hours, 4 hours, something like that. And she just, it's hard to do, as you can tell. The first book was 16 series, 16
Mm-hmm.
episodes. So it's been in and out of options, and so finally, they've come to a vehicle that will actually work for that book, because to make a movie out of a 2-hour movie really wouldn't do it justice.
Right. There's a lot of things that are kind of missed out, like the Hunger Games. There are a lot of people that I had no idea that was a book. I thought it was just a cool movie, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, you gotta get the book because this is going to happen next. It should happen next." I'm like, "What? How in the world?" But that's crazy. I'm a sci-fi junkie, and I just something about it. I don't know why. Ever since I was a child, I just was prone to watch sci-fi movies or read sci-fi things, and it's just I don't know why, but I love it.
And they've made movies out of a bunch of those, and sometimes they start with a screenplay and do the movie, and then they make a book.
Nice.
So it's sort of a tie-in sales. So.
Well, that's amazing. All the things that you're doing now secretly, we're like going, what? When Rebecca came to me and said, we got to have Lynn on, and I was like, what's Lynn doing, And I was like, what? She's doing that? So in your Facebook group, do a lot of people actually join that group and that are writers, and is it continuing to grow, or how are y'all getting that information out to the people?
Well, yes, it is growing. I'm approaching for the instructors, if I want to do a new class, certain ones, that I know about that, for some reason, can't travel or whatever. Right. And, and then especially the romance, the RWA community is a pretty tight knit group. So word spreads.
Nice. Well, that's good. You have your core people that don't want to travel or can't travel, and
or just fill in.
Yeah, just fill in, and they're able to, still give out the quality information that's needed. That they would do on stage, but they're doing right here in the comfort of their home. Man, that is awesome. That's amazing. And then I'm so excited that you have this thing. You found your thing. You know what I mean? Everyone needs to find their thing.
Anytime I can combine technology with writing, I'm all over it.
That is so awesome. I need to find my thing too. Something that's really, really easy to do, That is so awesome. Lynn, how can people find you if they want to get more information from you?
Well, I have a gift for the viewers here today.
Nice.
It's my quick little sheet that I give to my Hangout people about how to improve their videos, because I'm all over. If I can do a video, you can do a video. It's not. And if you get, if you think you don't want to do videos, scroll through YouTube and look at some of these people doing videos.
Hi, I'm Todd, and let's see.
Comb your hair, make up the bed that's in the background, that kind of thing.
Right.
But if you go to authorstools.com, and that's my main website, /video tips, and it's capital V and capital T, you can download the report about improving your video.
Nice. That's so amazing. And once again, I do apologize to you for having this technical difficulty, because
I apologize to you.
You never know what's going to happen. I feel so bad when this happens to our guests. I'm like, oh man, he's got to come on. But hey, we're professionals. We'll get through it. We always do, nothing stops us.
One of the things that I'm always telling my Hangout folks is this is live.
Yes.
You don't know what's going to happen.
Anything can happen. Oh my goodness. It really does. It really does. So Once again, I'd like to thank everybody for sticking with us. If you have any questions, you can go to SaturdayCupOfJoe.com / just SaturdayCupOfJoe.com, and you can look to the right of the page and send me a message. And send me a message if you have any questions about this episode or any other episodes as well. Lynn, once again, give us that website again that they can contact you.
AuthorsTools.com, and the handout is at /video tips.
Nice. So you're getting a free gift just by sticking with us. And I'm sure some of the guys on the replay, I might have to go and try to edit this so they can just get back to the nitty-gritty. Yeah. So it's great to have you. She's one of the Video Alpha experts. Once again, she's a writing coach and editor. She does a lot of things, and she's helping people stay in the comfort of their home, do what they love doing best, which is writing books or reading books and teaching them how to do videos the correct way. If you want more information, go back and see everything that she's done. Watch the replay, guys. This is awesome. Lynn, thank you so much for joining us and for telling us what you have cooking right now. So excited to hear about that. I will keep in touch, and I do thank you for commenting and actually messaging me every once in a while. And let's just keep going together, because that'd be nice if we can come up with something like we said.
There we go.
Because I know what you guys is working, so I'm thinking, it's a possibility. There really is a possibility to do that or something different,
It does.
Right.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been fun.
You are welcome anytime. All right, for those out there, I hope you guys have a great week. We'll talk to all of y'all soon. Bye, Lynn.
Bye, Lynn.
Bye-bye.